when you were starting out as a guitar player, like obviously like well versed, like before Sweet Savage and all that, what was your playing style? Like what was your practice regimen?
You see, I'm a very undisciplined and uneducated guitar player. I was not taught how to play the instrument. I'm entirely self-taught. I'd sit down, I'd old vinyl records and I'd record player and I'd be dropping the needle on Rory Gallagher records and trying to figure out how he played it. I would say Rory Gallagher was my first real guitar player whose style I disseminated and tried to learn from. I was very influenced early on by Mark Bolan and T-Rex and the sound of that, and that's what kind of turned me on to guitar to begin with. But not so much Mark Bolan as a guitar player, but just the aura of him, the rock star thing. Like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to wear my sister's clothes and grow my hair and get paid for it, you know. So, but then I get into Rory Gallagher and it's like, wow, this guy can really play, and so, and I picked up a lot of my habits from him that have stuck with me through my career. I mean, for better and for worse. Some of them were good habits, some of them were bad, but I'm definitely from the blues school. I mean, that's where Rory was coming from, and that's what I got. All the guitar players that passed through Thin Lizzy, Scott Gorham and Brian Robertson in particular, and then Garry Moore especially, I stole a lot from. You know, they were big influences on me. Garry Moore probably more so than anyone, and I guess you would call Garry, you know, he's passed now unfortunately, but he was in the end really a blues guitar player. He had the skill to step outside of that and play jazz fusion and all sorts of stuff, but in his heart I think he was a blues player. And there was a real intensity to Garry Moore's playing that was the main thing that I took from listening to his music, that he always played for real. It was never just a process with him, like thinking about ice cream, you know, like, oh, what am I going to eat tonight? You know, he was really committed in the moment as a player. So, and that was his biggest appeal to me. But those were sort of my principal influences, and then from there, you know, there's countless other guitar players. I mean, I remember the first night I heard Eddie Van Halen play, the first Van Halen record, and that was just mind-blowing. I mean, and that's when you decide, oh, I gotta have a Floyd Rose, you know, and that's why when I couldn't get a Floyd Rose, because this was in Belfast in the late 70s, and you know, we didn't have the Guitar Centre then. We had like little mom and pop stores, and no one had heard of a Floyd Rose tremolo thing, and at the time I was playing a Les Paul anyway, you couldn't fit it. So I remember when I first got to LA and I was doing the Holy Diver record with Dio, and I was using my Les Paul then. I met Grover Jackson at the time, and Grover very kindly loaned me a Charvel Strat with a Floyd on it, and that's kind of what started my whole obsession with Stratocaster style guitars that went through the 80s and led to the Buddy Blaze guitar also. Interestingly enough, it's come full circle. I've been playing Les Pauls again for the last 18 years for the most part, fixed bridge, solid body guitars, which is where I started. But you know, we all go through these different phases of doing different things, and yeah, there's been a lot of guitar players that have influenced me since, you know, Paul Kossoff, Peter Green, again mostly blues style players, and for me the greatest living guitar player is Jeff Beck. You know, seeing Jeff Beck play live, which I have done a few times, is a bittersweet experience. I mean, you come home from watching a Jeff Beck show and it's equal part inspiring, and you want to pick up your guitar, and it's equal part you want to throw it out the window because there's no point. You know, you either come back from a Jeff Beck experience thinking of yourself as a guitar player or a guitar owner, you know, and there's a very distinct difference.